What's up, everybody? Brother Christopher with the Heads Not the Tails, and today I want to talk with you about a little theory that I have. And this video that I'm about to show is by BP Earthwatch. You know, I'm a BP Earthwatch fan. I like Paul Begley too, regardless of what everybody says about them. You know, he brings some accurate information. But I want you to watch this video before I get into my videos. Check this out.
July the 28th, 2017. Guys, this is an image from a few days ago during that CME, to where the satellite shifted and it exposed the outer section of the sun, and we saw that object on the right. Been a lot of speculation, and no one really knows about what it was. Was it a rocket ship? It kind of looks like one. Some says it was an asteroid fragment. Could be. Don't know. But what you're looking at is some satellites look directly at the sun and we see the surface. Some, like LASCO C2, this camera, looks what's around the sun. And what they do is, just like you're putting your hand up in front of your eyes as you look at the sun in the sky, you're trying to look at something else to block the sun so you can see around it. That red disk is called the occulter disk, and it's there to block the sun so that you can see what's going on around it. If not, you wouldn't be able to see it. Now, the SDO is just the opposite. It doesn't have that blocking disk, and we can see the filaments, the sunspots, things like that. So it's a perfect combination of the two. You have to block that brilliant light from our sun in order to see the surroundings. Well, during a pulse, that satellite can shift. And during this one frame, it shifted downward. The occulter disk shifted downward, just like the sights on the end of a rifle. And we saw that object. Now, this is a solar flare, coronal mass ejection, that occurred on the sun. Notice the timestamp in the bottom, guys. 2012 on June the 29th. Think about that. 5 years ago. But that pulse didn't strike our planet until July the 1st, a couple days later. Let me back up. It didn't strike the satellite, which is at the Lagrange point, with about 9.3 million miles above our planet. So it takes a couple days. But on July the 1st of 2012, the exact same thing happened. So I want to put an enigma on top of a mystery, because I'm not sure. But this was the sun on that day, and this was what the sunspots looked like. We had 3 that were showing, and about 24 hours later, on July 1st, this happened. And what you're seeing is a shift of the occulter disk away from the sun, and the same object is exposed. Again, this is going to be an enigma on top of a mystery with another mystery, because the way it's going to work out. Watch this, guys. This is 2012, July the 1st. There was a solar explosion, and this is what we saw. The same exact object. So that automatically takes out the asteroid theory and other theories, because the object is the same. Now, one thing that caught my eye about this, notice again 2012, there's 7, the light is blocked out the 1st, but that's when it was. And then what you're looking at on the left is the one that we just saw, 2017, the 23rd of July, 5 years and 3 weeks later. Guys, do you see anything that's that catches your eye? What I did, I took this picture on the right from 2012, put it in my software, and turned it upside down, because it was too much alike the 2017 image on the left. So as I flipped this thing over, it becomes obvious that whatever is there, check it out again. I flipped the image up, 2012, July the 1st. On the left, July 23rd, 2017. It's exactly the same. See in the bottom left how the flame is, or the glow from the bottom of the sun. Check that out, guys. It's amazing. Now, I'm not saying it's the same event, but when you flip it over, everything matches. It could have been one or two things. One could be the satellite was rotating in 2012 as the pulse from the coronal mass ejection hit it and shifted it. But guys, it was too close to being the same for me not to flip it over. Again, a mystery with an enigma on top of a mystery. I'm not sure. But this is what we have. July 23rd, 5 years later, almost, to the month at least. Same thing. Now the flare is a little different, but there's too many similarities in that. Let's think about this. Is it a defect on the camera lens that looks like a rocket? Or is something parked there permanently? I don't know. At this point, it's confusing, but if you look at the comparison of the images, the shadows and everything, it is too close to being the same. Just want to throw this out there, guys. This the sunspot that we're watching, that's doing
And there we have it. We've lost BP Earthwatch. He must have lost a signal or something during that video, but if you look at the video on his channel, it kicks back in and he starts talking some more. But I had to show you that so I can show you this. You're looking at the Hubble telescope, and I don't know much about the Hubble, but I know that it was shot off into space a while back ago. Now, could this Hubble be sitting next to the sun? And if it was sitting next to the sun, what would it possibly be doing there? So I've come up with a few different ideas and theories if it was the Hubble telescope sitting next to the sun. Do you remember burning things up when you were a kid with magnifying glasses? Well, isn't the Hubble telescope like a giant magnifying glass? So would it be possible if the Hubble were right next to the sun to be turned around and actually used as a laser beam to, I don't know, maybe heat up the ionosphere? Now you would think by the year 2017 they would have come up with all types of equipment to withstand the heat, especially the heat of the sun. And when I think about this, I could only think of like the old cartoon Pinky and the Brain, trying to destroy and take over the world. I remember when I was a kid, I had this telescope, and I also had this little flash camera, and I taped the camera to the big end of the telescope where the flash would face into the lens. And you know, when I used to shoot the flash on that thing through that telescope, there used to be a little dot of light that used to hit wherever I was pointing at with the telescope. And that's what it kind of reminds me of on here. So, you know, I know that thing doesn't really look like the Hubble, but I'm not even saying it's the Hubble telescope. I'm just saying, what if it's something like that, using the power of the sun to shoot laser beams at the Earth? You know, all I know is it's the end of the world, and you could just about expect anything in this time. God bless each and every one of you out there. Remember, you're the heads, not the tails. If God could use me, He could use you too.